Hey, what's up, comic fans? Mr. Q Comics back with some more show and tell. All right, today I've got one. This is a pretty big stack of books. This is all from a single shop. Again, on the road for work. This was a shop I hit up. Must have been very end of February, I think, maybe beginning of March. I can't remember. It was in the wintertime, and it's a nice big stack of books. Not too many crazy keys, but a lot of good stuff in here. So before I dive into the haul, guys, if you're a fan of haul videos, do me a favor, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Let me know what you think about these pickups. Okay, so like I said, all from one shop. So I will just dive right into it. First, nothing major, but a cool Adam Hughes cover I did not have. This is Dr. Manhattan number 2. I think this is from 2012. So I can't remember what this was. Probably a couple of bucks, something cheap. So just something for the Hughes collection. Next, we have got a copy of New Age Comics number 1. Man, I thought this thing was more expensive than it is, but this has got the first color appearance of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it. This is from, I think this is from Fantagraphics. I can't remember. It must be like 85, something like that. So, pretty cool pickup there. Next, we have got Edge of Spider-Verse number 1. This is the first series, so this is the premiere issue of all the Spider-Verse books. Of course, number 2 is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. So pretty cool pickup here. Really nice condition. This was also just a couple of bucks. And I'm going to try and plow through these because I got a fairly good-sized stack of books. A lot of minor keys, but Iron Man number 281, newsstand copy. This is in pretty good shape as well. Another near mint copy. This is the debut of the War Machine armor. I think a lot of times it gets called the first appearance of War Machine. I think it's just the armor and like the final page, something like that. Next, we have got Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect number 1, first appearance of the Maestro. This one is really sharp. This is one of those prestige format books, so I don't really know if you can have much luck pressing them out, but this thing looks like a 9.8 candidate as it stands. So pretty happy to find that. I don't remember how much this one was. I probably paid about what this thing goes for. It was probably like $8. Maybe it goes for a little bit more. Again, like everything, dropped significantly post-COVID, so I'm assuming this is less than a $20 book at this point, but a cool pickup nevertheless. Next is a pretty cool one. This is a great cover. This is Detective Comics number 871. So this is a pretty popular storyline. I think this is the first Scott Snyder on Detective, and this is a cool cover by Jock. It's the second printing, so it's got the red background and the Black Mirror story. Don't know what this goes for. I'm guessing like a $20, $25 book, maybe more in raw condition. This is VF near mint range, so very cool pickup there. I've had a few of these in the past. Another one, as most of them, that once was hot, now is not. We've got Action Comics number 9. This is the first full appearance of Calvin Ellis as Superman. I really don't know a ton about this book. I just know it was hot for a while, and this was like $5, and it's in pretty good shape, near mint condition. So happy to grab that. This was something I just grabbed because I grew up reading books like X-Force and stuff like that with Rob Liefeld art, and this just was, just classic Liefeld art to me. Agent America. I think this is like the premiere, the preview issue. I had never seen this before. It's just got like that fantastically horrible Rob Liefeld art. If I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm not a huge fan of Liefeld art, but I'm also a huge fan of it at the same time, if that makes sense. I love just the nostalgia of it and how over the top his artwork is, and just the anatomy is so crazy. There's so many tropes about it, but I just had to grab this. I knew nothing about it. It looks like it can be a fairly expensive book. I think a lot of people feel the same way I do. I just can't. I like to buy the horrific Liefeld art. So I don't know what this goes for, but this was only a few bucks. It's probably, actually, I think the guy gave it to me for $1. It's probably in the VF range. It's got a lot of spine ticks on the back, but pretty cool pickup nonetheless. All right, next he had a whole bunch of Star Wars books in there, a lot of the modern stuff. I really don't collect these with the exception of Adam Hughes covers that I find, but I picked out a few of the keys. He had some more of the keys that he'd already priced, and he had them a little bit higher than I wanted to pay. So a lot of this is stuff that he had just new collections in that he lets me kind of cherry pick and then prices at the counter. First, we've got Star Wars Mara Jade by the Emperor's Hand. These Dark Horse titles always have these ridiculously long titles to them. Anyways, I think this is her first solo series. So this one's got a big fat spine tick there, but still pretty decent shape. Some cool artwork on some of these. We've got Star Wars Legacy number 16. Cool Obi-Wan cover here. This is the, let me see, because I don't know these books off the top of my head. First appearance of Darth Strife. This is from Dark Horse 2007. That one was like $15, but it's in near mint shape. I don't know what that's worth. Next, we have got issue 17. Another first appearance. I'm going to butcher this name. This is Jojan. I don't know. I'm totally butchering that, I'm sure. Again, Dark Horse from 2007. Again, really nice condition on that one. And next we've got Legacy 18. Definitely some cool artwork on a lot of these for sure. I don't know. This is first appearance of Darth Warlock. I'm butchering that, I'm sure. Again, near mint condition. A lot of these were probably around $8 to $10 is what he sold them to me for. And next we've got 48. I think this one has a bunch of first appearances of Sith Lords in this. Again, probably near mint condition. So, and finally, this one is probably the cover. I don't know who did this, but this art looks familiar. I thought it was a pretty cool cover. Star Wars Republic number 60. This is the origin of Asajj Ventress. This one's probably a little bit more beat up than the others, and I think this was like $8. So I don't know what those go for. I just took a shot, used the Key Collector app on picking out a few of the keys, and I thought the prices were pretty fair. So, all right, back to some Marvel and DC, mostly Marvel as usual. We have got a copy of Uncanny X-Men number 140, just a classic Wendigo Wolverine cover. I think this has got some sort of minor key to it. I can't remember though, but again, Bronze Age X-Men, everyone loves these. John Byrne cover here. So I think this one was, I'm losing my place. I think this was only like $6, so that was a no-brainer for me. Next, a DC key that doesn't go for a ton, but we have got Firestorm number 1. This is in rough shape. This is definitely in the VG range, but again, it was cheap. It was less than $10. So first appearance of Firestorm from DC 1978. I think that's Al Milgrom on the cover. All right, here's a modern Marvel book. I really have no idea who this character is, but I recognized the cover and I looked it up. So I decided to grab it. It is Amazing Fantasy number 10. I guess this is the first appearance of this character here. Nina Price, Vampire by Night. No idea who that character is, but it looked like a pretty cool book. It was like $9. It's probably in the VF near mint range. This seems to be a fairly pricey book. I'm honestly not sure why, but I picked it up. Next, I grabbed just because it was the cover. I thought it was a super cool cover, and then I looked it up. I knew I recognized it. It's a Stephanie Hans variant cover. This is A-Force number 1. This is the first appearance of Singularity, but I know Stephanie Hans is pretty popular. It's from the Secret Wars A-Force. This was, I think I paid $25 on this. This is probably one of the more expensive books I bought. I don't know what this one goes for. Probably close to that if you're patient. I don't know what it goes for graded in 9/8, but pretty cool cover. So I took that one home. Next, another book that was super hot well before the last Spider-Verse movie, and this one's in pretty good condition. We've got Spectacular Spider-Man 98. I think it's the first full appearance of the spot. I don't know if it's a 9/8 candidate, but it is pretty sharp, and it was less than $10. So, all right, and we've got quite a few more. So, a ton of Spidey stuff in here that was upgrades for my PC. But we will start with a key that I am really surprised doesn't go for more. Honestly, this thing is about the same price that it was when I got back into the hobby in 2015, with the exception of the bubble, of course. But X Factor number 6. This is a newsstand copy. First appearance of Apocalypse. I haven't even seen this one pop with the new X-Men 97 show, which I continue to get surprised about how cheap this book is. I mean, I feel like, I know it's an 80s book, but still, Apocalypse to me was a pretty big X-Men villain, but VF condition, and I paid $15 for that, so I thought that was a good price. I always grab these when I find good copies because I just surprised it's not worth more. Next, another DC book. This is just a very cool Neil Adams cover. I always love this one. It doesn't go for a lot, but we've got Batman 229. I just love the facial expression. I love that Batman logo on these Neil Adams Bronze Age books. This one was also pretty cheap. I mean, I think this was only a few dollars, and it's in pretty good shape. It's probably fine, very fine. I mean, I think he had this for less than $5. He had a huge box of Batman and detective stuff, but I really just picked out this. There was another guy digging through it, so there was a lot of decent Silver Age stuff in there too. Beautiful cover on that one. I think that's one's from 71 as well. This one is another cool cover. This thing goes for a pretty penny in high grade, and this is a sharp copy. I think I showed this off recently as well. I think I got one. Captain America 230. This is a classic cover. Hulk vs. Captain America. Oh my gosh, is this, who is on that cover? Is it Bob Layton on that cover? Yeah, it is a Bob Layton cover, and this is from 1978. This is really sharp. I mean, I think it's got a shot at a 9.8, so I'm probably going to send this one out. What did I get this for? I mean, I got this for less than $10, so great deal on that. All right, next, he had a whole bunch of Spideys in there, and this is a shop I've mentioned before. The guy just has boxes and boxes. Disorganized, you never know what's in them. I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of comics, so you got to invest some time and dig, and he'll price them at the counter, and he just prices them fair because he knows people are digging for him. So he had a whole bunch of Spideys, and a lot of them looked really good. The books I have, pretty much all filler, but nonetheless, great chance to upgrade these. And I think most of these were, I think the most I paid for any was like $5. So first we have got Amazing Spider-Man 173. This is a cool Ross Andrew cover. This one I don't think was in any better shape than my PC copy, but still very cool book there. 177 also Ross Andrew, I believe. Just Green Goblin covers, always awesome. Both from 1977. Next we get, this one was definitely in a lot better shape than the one I had. We've got 181. I think this one is Gil Kane from 1978. This one, pretty nice shape, like I said, VF range. Nice upgrade for me. This one, back to Ross Andrew. This one was probably closer to a fine range on that. And again, these are all less than $5, which you can't go into any, LCSs today and find these types of back issues for less than $5. So I thought that was fantastic. All right, here's one of my favorite covers. This is John Byrne on the cover. 189. This one also really sharp. This one's probably closer to a 9.0, so I was really happy with that one. Next, we've got 191. And I think this one is Al Milgrom on this cover from 1979. And we've got 192. This is Keith Pollard from 1979. A little bit of back and forth on the cover art here. But again, really nice upgrades. Usually the ones I have in Mylar are the ones, excuse me, going back into my PC. Then we've got 193. Decent copy on that one. Again, probably VF near mint on that. And last of at least the Bronze Age ones, this is 211. This is a cool cover from John Romita Jr., 1980. This is, back when John Romita Jr.'s art was good. I'll just say it. His art is weird. His current art, modern art, I think is so weird looking. I hate it. I don't know. This is great art. I think this stuff is fantastic. All that Bronze Age and, early 80s John Romita Jr. art on Spidey I thought was fantastic. I don't know why he changed his style up. I think it's so weird looking. I can't stand any of the covers I see from him, in the past, I don't even know how long, 10, 10 years or so. But anyways, maybe that's unpopular. I have a feeling a lot of people agree with me on that. But anyways, all right. And as usual, if I find McFarlane cheap, I am going to grab it. So we will plow through these, but we have got a ton of McFarlane books here, starting with 303. We've got the direct copy with the cool extra McFarlane art. And again, all of these were $5 or less. So, and this one, all sharp. All of them are, you know, VF near mint or better. So I thought these were just amazing pickups. This one was always one of my favorite ones, 305 with the Prowler. I always dug that cover. And these aren't really any of the expensive ones. This one can be expensive. This one can be expensive in a newsstand. We've got 306, a sharp copy on this. Always dig the... I like the direct edition ones. I know people love newsstand, but I love the little extra McFarlane art. Of course, you got the homage to Action Comics #1. Then we've got 307, that cool chameleon cover. Grab another stack here. All right, getting close to the end. We have got 308. This is all part of the, I can't remember how many issues it was, but Mary Jane gets kidnapped. I can't remember. Does it start in this one? It must have started in this one. It must have just been 2 issues here. But I always dug this cover as well with the Taskmaster. And we've got 309. That's the first appearance of Sticks and Stone. And I mean, I've had these books so many times over, but you know, they're just awesome to me. I mean, this is the run that got me into Spider-Man. My buddy had 298 and 299 sitting in his house and 300. I remember looking at the art and just having to go to local bookstores and have my parents drive me around to try and hunt down these issues because I wasn't, you know, I didn't have like a pull list at that time, but just fond memories of this McFarlane run on Amazing Spider-Man for me. So I buy it every time I find it. Next, we've got a sharp copy of 311, this awesome Mysterio cover. I was looking at this today. I never picked this up before, or I never knew this. But if you look, there's a 4 there after his name with a circle on it. And there's, I guess that means there's 4 hidden spiders on the cover. So they're not too hard to find. I just thought that was neat. And this is, of course, a classic McFarlane. This one can go for a pretty good penny. This one as well with the Goblins, 312. We've got the Green Goblin and Hobgoblin, really sharp. I mean, copies of this in 9/8 can be a couple $100. So always dug this one. And then another one, another classic one with the Lizard. I mean, just go back to back there with just classic Spidey villains. Again, a super sharp copy with 313. All right, then a little bit of a letdown on 314. Not an exciting cover, but cool book nonetheless. And then another one I've always loved. I feel like I just showed this one off too. I'm sure I've showed it. I think I got another run of McFarlane pretty recently before this, but we got 316 with the Scorpion. Sorry, 318. 316 is that super expensive Venom cover. And then I've got basically the entire run of the Assassination Plot. I think I do. Maybe I'm missing a couple. Maybe I didn't get the whole run. But all right, next we got 319 with Backlash, sorry. And then we get into kind of, this is where they start to get a little cheaper. You've got 322. 323 is an awesome Captain America cover. First full appearance of Solo, I think. And then we've got 324. And then the one that was really in the lowest grade, unfortunately, was the copy of 328, which is that awesome, you know, Hulk Nut Punch cover. This is one, this is one of my favorite ones of the McFarlane run. This one's awesome. But that is it for the McFarlane books. And finally, the kind of biggest key I picked up. This shop has one of his locals, or one of his regulars, has a bunch of books on consignment there, and every so often I find something cool, and he had this up for $50. I don't know why it was still sitting there, but a Golden Age book, and I thought it was a steal for $50. Comic Cavalcade number 26 from DC Comics. You've got, you know, It's a goofy cover, but it's Wonder Woman. It's the Golden Age Flash, Golden Age Green Lantern. This is Bob Oxner from 1948. I thought that was a freaking steal at 50 bucks. I mean, I looked up, I couldn't find too many recent sales looking on eBay, but I figure this has got to be at least a $150 book, if not more. I mean, it's a Golden Age, superhero cover from DC. So that is it for the haul, guys. If you're a fan of these types of videos, again, do me a favor, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let me know what you think about these pickups.